Mechanics seem to have all the answers, or at least they claim to have all the answers. Some are legitimate, some are just charlatans who are putting out content just for the sake of putting out content. Here's an interesting list of vehicles and the real comments from mechanics on which vehicles you should never drive. Here we go. Number 1, PT Cruisers. This is all just some fun, really. My dad's a mechanic and constantly calls PT Cruisers PT losers. If you want to fix just about anything, you have to take the entire engine out. Any experience with PT Cruisers? Again, all these reports are from real mechanics, or at least they say they're real mechanics. This one, any Cadillac with a North Star V8 engine. Apparently, it has a feature that shuts cylinders off at low load to save fuel, but makes a lot of noise when active. It's also notorious for leaking oil. It's been engineered to be able to run for up to 50 miles with no oil because designing an oilless engine is easier than fixing all the leaks in a North Star. This mechanic says, I've never seen one leaking out of somewhere. This one about Volkswagen Passats. My brother works in an auto body repair shop and told me he'd destroy me if I ever bought a Volkswagen, in particular the Passat, which I used to own back in the early 2000s. They were engineered to be easy to assemble but not to fix. All the parts that were most likely to fail required taking apart half the engine to get in. That's what he said. Hyundai Sonatas and Elantras. I work at a body shop and can say almost every one that I work on, brand new especially, typically totals out from even the most minor collisions. These cars don't hold their value one tiny bit. This from a son of a mechanic regarding the Mazda RX-8s. If you live in the north or anywhere it gets remotely cold, don't buy one. It won't work 3 to 4 months out of the year, and it will need constant expensive care in the other months. This one about Land Rovers. I know most people hearing this aren't in the market for one, but Land Rovers are hot garbage. Expect bad electrical issues that have your mechanic chasing his tail for the life of that vehicle. This person says his mechanic tells him that he should never touch an out-of-warranty BMW. He says he owns 2, and the electronic gremlins have driven him insane and are virtually unfixable by a non-dealer mechanic. They require circuit board replacements, proprietary software readers, etc. This mechanic says avoid 2012 through 2016 Ford Focuses. The clutches go constantly to the point where they made it a service bulletin, and it continues to happen after the warranty is up. So no Ford Focuses between 2012 and 2016. This one about Jeeps. Remember, and they're being sarcastic here, Jeep stands for just emptied every pocket. Those things will run, but you will have some minor issues that you'll want to get out very quickly. This mechanic works out of a shop that specializes in European cars with an emphasis on German vehicles. He says here, you cannot pay me enough money to drive an Audi. The amount of catastrophic failure I've seen on these cars with less than 10,000 miles is insane, especially the 2-liter turbos. Older Land Rover Discoveries and Defenders. Listen to how the mechanic describes it. They rot like a ripe pear in the sun and leak like a sieve. Parts are expensive and near constant maintenance is required. If you remember Ford Tempos and Contours, this mechanic says they're notorious for transmission failures. Ford Fiestas and Focuses, automatic transmissions. Here, the latest generation of those with automatic transmissions you should avoid. They really screwed up with their dual clutch system and refused to recall it or update it, so it might still be out there on the road. The manual transmissions are fine, says the mechanic. Otherwise, they're great economical cars overall with very little required maintenance, but the automatic transmission is a dice roll. This from a Mercedes master technician. Any V12 engine vehicle, also vehicles with hydraulic suspensions. In both cases, parts are way too pricey. I don't know if this is an issue, but Fiat 124 Spiders between 1966 and 1985. Maybe you want one. Maybe you have one just stashed in the garage. They used low-grade steel for the chassis. Almost all of them have rusted through unless they were kept in bone-dry conditions at all times. It's a shame as well. The engines on those are fantastic in good conditions. They're definitely a collector's item. This guy was a dealer technician for nearly 20 years. He says any Jeep, Dodge, or Chrysler. For 18 years, he was a technician at a dealership. These products sucked, and they still do. I think we'll finish off with this positive where this mechanic says, to be fair and honest, there isn't a single brand or model to pinpoint. It's all about how you take care of your vehicle. He has seen $200,000 cars that I wouldn't piss on to put out a fire. I've seen $2,000 vehicles that are apocalypse proof. Some of my friends and coworkers that spend so much money on repairing their cars or buying new ones just to neglect them get the same, oh, it's a piece of crap mentality. Meanwhile, he says, my derelict in appearance, 18-year-old truck, I've been the owner for the last 8 years of it, soldiers on with just basic service and a few fixes and upgrades here and there. And that's from a mechanic who has seen it all, from those most expensive cars to the small ones, and just got to take care of it. If you have any stories or experiences you want to share, do so in the comment section below. Maybe you've had a really bad experience and had to go to the repair shop over and over again, or maybe you've had something that is notoriously or has a poor reputation for being bad, but is actually good. Either way, we'd love to hear from it in the comment section below. Until next time, I'm Dave Erickson. Thanks for watching. Adios. One final note, if you are in the market for a new vehicle soon, great. Connect with your local dealership and price and test drive at least 3 different vehicles. A vehicle's strengths and weaknesses can only be discovered when you are behind the wheel. My reviews can be good, but you need to test drive these yourself. Visit quotes.everymandriver.com, select the make, model, and your zip code, and you'll get invoice pricing in your area on those vehicles. Shop smarter with price quotes at quotes.everymandriver.com.
Thanks for watching. Please click subscribe and give us a thumbs up. See you next time.